Hello students, I hope all of you are safe and sound. So today's topic will be his first flight, the first unit in your English prose lesson. So now we are going to see the story of a young seagull who fails to fly because of his fright. That is the fear of flying. So let us now see the story. The young seagull was sitting on the edge of his ledge. Was sitting on the ledge of a rock. He could see his brothers and sisters flying high up in the sky. They were enjoying themselves. His sisters were calling out to him, but the young seagull could not even think of venturing further. He saw his mother looking at him from the far end of the rock. He trotted towards her. When his mother saw him coming towards her, she spread her wings and flew off elegantly. She thought that the little Snowy would imitate her and come after her. But little Snowy was afraid. He could not fly. She thought that the little Snowy would imitate her and come after her. But little Snowy was afraid he could not fly. Oh, how he wished he could fly like his brothers and sisters. But no matter how hard he tried, he could not bring himself to take the leap. Snowy sat on the rock looking sadly at everybody catching fish and playing. His father had closed his eyes and was sleeping in the warm sun. Snowy was feeling very hungry. He had not eaten anything since the morning. It was noon. He desperately wanted something to eat. He looked around. There was nothing. He even tried eating the hard shell that lay beside him. Eeks! It was horrible. He spat it out in disgust. He could hear his brothers calling him. They were making fun of him. They were circling above the sea, playing with each other. Little the young seagull came to the edge of the rock. But no, he immediately took 2 steps back. The precipice was too high, and the sea was very deep. He was sure he would fall and die. Snowy stood near the ledge on one leg. The other leg was hidden under his wings. He closed his eyes, pretending to be asleep. He thought that his family would take pity on him and throw some pieces of fish near him, but nobody took any notice of him. Tired of waiting and growing hungrier by the minute, he opened his eyes. Snowy looked at himself. She had the fish in her beak and then started eating the fish bit by bit. He never thought that his mother was such a cruel mother. He looked at her with tearful eyes, begging her to come and give a part of the fish to him. But his mother turned her face away. After a while, the young seagull saw her flying towards him. She had a fish in her beak. Little Snowy was thrilled. He knew that his mother could not eat without him. He opened his beak for the fish. But wait a minute, what happened to her? As soon as she came near his rock, she turned in the opposite direction. Little young seagull was left with his mouth open. Again, he saw her flying to him. This time, Snowy came very close near the edge. He would certainly catch the fish from his mother. As soon as his mother came within reach, she flew away. Poor Snowy was speechless and became disappointed. What sort of game was his mother playing to him? Why couldn't she feed the fish into his mouth? He couldn't bear his hunger anymore. Now little Snowy was even more determined to catch the fish somehow. He prepared himself by balancing on the precipice. As soon as his mother came within reach, little Snowy plunged forward. He could neither catch the fish nor maintain his balance. He fell forward. He was terrified. He was falling and he was going to die. Suddenly, he spread his wings and flapped them vigorously. What a wonder little Snowy could fly! He flapped his wings harder and managed to soar up in the sky. He felt so free. He looked here and there with pride. He dived into the sea and caught a trout. It was delicious. After staying hungry for such a long time, Snowy wanted to eat as much as he could. See how he was proud, and he made his parents feel proud. His brothers called out to him. He felt so grown up. He flew to them, and after flying and eating to his heart's content, Snowy felt tired. He wanted to rest. He tried to land on the blue sea beneath. His family had landed on it many times. He swooped down and tried to stand on the sea. Hey, what's this? His feet were sinking below. Oh my God, he was going to drown. He screamed for his mother to come and save him, but nobody came to his rescue. He felt sick and tried desperately to flap his wings and fly. But he could not do it. By then, his feet were below the water, and then his tummy touched the surface. He did not sink any further. It was like magic. He was floating. His family had been watching him from far. They swooped down on Snowy to congratulate him. Here are some words given in the context where you can find meaning for those hard words. I hope you would have followed the lesson. Just a summary of the full lesson, his first flight. Here we saw the story of a young bird that learned to fly for the first time in his life. So this is the story of a young seagull who first hesitates to fly for the first time, and he is living on the ledge of the sea coast. It is a family of 6 members, which includes a father, mother, 3 brothers and a sister. 2 brothers and the sister are flying, but the young seagull is afraid of flying. He is left to starve until he flies. He searches for food, but there is no food on the ledge. He is afraid of the sea and the height of the ledge. They fly around him to make him fly. Then they do not care for him. Later, his mother flies near him with a piece of fish. He cannot catch the food. Unawarely, he jumps to catch it. He is forced to fly. All are happy to see him flying. His hunger compels him to fly. So, the bird that hesitates to fly first is at last being forced to fly because it was not able to control his hunger. For the sake of his hunger, he takes the first step to fly high in the sky. So, the story teaches us that the situation plays a very important role in molding our lives. So, it is not the willingness of the bird to fly in the sky. The bird likes to fly in the sky, but there is something called fear that stops him from flying. So we have to learn a lesson from this lesson, that fear should not be an obstacle for us to move forward in our lives. Thank you.